Oh, it's so pretty. What the heck? It's actually so pretty. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deb and today we are doing a very exciting video. I have got a book haul for you and I feel so lucky because my friends and family really spoilt me over Christmas. They asked me what I wanted and all I wanted was books. So a lot of these books have been on my TBR for a while and I have bought a few as well from World of Books. It is such a great website. I just found it recently, but it's where you can buy books that are secondhand and they are much cheaper. So I will be shopping there often. I can show you a few of the quality that I got as well because some of them are great and some of them are okay, but for £2.50, doing great. So, starting off strong and actually starting off with a series I'm already kind of knee deep in, if that's the right saying. I have got a Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This is the fourth book, I believe, in the series, and it's like a little novella. I think it's the last book where Thea is the main character. I'm not too sure if that's right, but I also have a Court of Silver Flames as well by Sarah J. Maas. So this is the last book in the Akata series. And I believe this book is about Nesta, which is Thea's sister. So I can't wait to get my teeth into this, but I am genuinely a little bit intimidated because look how thick she is. I have not read a book this thick in a long time and I'm a bit scared, but excited as well. I've also got this really cute bookmark that I got for Christmas from my boyfriend that says "Be happy," and it's got this little flower and tassel. So, so cute. I'm not actually reading this yet, but I just thought I'd show you how cute the colours go together. Oh, things like this make me so excited. So yeah, I am going to hopefully get into, or finish, should I say, the Akita series in January, February, definitely in the winter. I think these are very cozy books to read in winter. So carrying on with the fantasy genre, I have got Fourth Wing and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yaros. I've heard so much about these books. I'm sure everyone has on the BookTube, BookTok community. It has gone so viral, and I'm really intrigued because it seems like a nice, gentle kind of fantasy, and I just love fantasy in general. And it's got romance in it, and apparently there's dragons, so sounds cool. I've heard kind of mixed feedback from Iron Flame though. It is another chunky, thick book. I've heard the first 75% is a bit meh, but the last part is really good. So it's a bit sad to hear a second book isn't as good as the first, but hopefully that's just the case for this book and then it carries on being great. But I've not read it, so I might like it. But yeah, I've got these two books, so I'm excited to get into this series. So carrying on with the fantasy genre, I also have the full Throne of Glass series. I am so excited about this because I've heard all of the best reviews about this series. A bit of a risk, I'd say, getting the full set without reading the first book, but I do love Akata, so I'm hoping Sarah J. Maas does it again. And I think I've heard people prefer this series. It's either this series or Akata, so yeah, I can't wait. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get to all of these books. Maybe I'll do a video where I read the whole series, so that will be exciting. A little break from the fantasy, as I do have a few more here, but I also have a thriller that I'm really excited about. So this is called The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I think it is another very popular book here on BookTube. All I really know about it is that it's about a woman who cleans and nannies for a family, but there's a bit of some weird things going on in the house. So it looks nice and short, and I bet it'll be really easy to get through. And I like having these books for a bit of a palate cleanser during like my fantasy reads or romance reads. So excited about this one. Another thriller that I'm really excited about is Gone Girl. I cannot believe I've not read this book yet. It's now a movie as well, and it's done so, so well as a book. But I think because I've just got into thrillers, it's on my radar now, so I had to get it. And I actually bought this book from World of Books. It was £2.50, such a steal, and it's in pretty good quality as well. I'm happy with it. Gone through the pages, they're all great. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I've heard such good things about this book. I actually have no clue what it's about except from, I guess, a girl that goes missing. Yeah, she disappears, and I'm gonna assume they try and find her. But I like having a bit of a blind date with books, so I don't really know much about it, but I just know that it's meant to be good. So that way my expectations are not too high, but like I feel like I'll be pleasantly surprised when I do read it. So yeah, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Excited about this one. Back to our fantasy, I have got Legendborn, and I am desperate to read this book. It has been on my TBR for ages, and I just haven't got around to it yet, but I definitely want to get around to it soon. All I know, again, is another blind date really, but it's about a girl whose mum has died, and she goes to this school where she witnesses something magical happen. That's all I really know about it, but I love the front cover. It is so stunning, and I've heard such good things about this book. I've not read this author, Tracy Deonn, either, so yeah, I'm really excited about this. And I think she has some sort of magical powers herself as well, so exciting. So I think this is our first solely romance book of the haul. This book is called All the Light We Cannot See, and it's by Anthony Doerr. I think it's a romance. It might also be a bit of a historical fiction, but my boyfriend actually bought me this book, and I have been putting off reading it because I've heard that it's super, super sad, and I get very invested in these books that if I read a sad book, I am sad for ages afterwards. And even just the first line on the blurb, I'm like, oh, I'm not ready for this. It says, "Open your eyes and see what you can with them before they close forever." And the main character in this book is blind, so that line is just, oh, I already know it's going to be such an emotional roller coaster. It's set around the Nazis era, and it's about a girl who is blind. I think she falls in love somewhere down the line, and yeah, it sounds like it's going to be an emotional one. I think this might also have been turned into a film recently, or maybe a series, and it also won the Pulitzer Pulitzer Prize for fiction, and I've heard really great things on Goodreads, so I'll definitely get around to this. Don't know when, but I'll definitely read it this year or my boyfriend will kill me. So the next book I have is another romance, and it is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I think she's the same author who wrote The Unhoneymooners, and I really got on with that book. It was like a romance, a rom-com sort of vibe. And this book I don't think is comedy, I'm not sure though, but I think it's mainly romance, and it follows our main character who's called Jess. She is a genius of sorts, very, very clever, and she has a daughter, I believe, and her daughter kind of wants her to find a love, I think, and she's very mathematical, so when she hears about this DNA theory or program about finding your soulmate, she applies, and it turns out that the person who made this program is her soulmate. But she knows this guy and she thinks he is 100% not her soulmate. So it sounds good. I love the whole soulmate kind of theory and idea in a romance. It's really cute. But yeah, I've got kind of high hopes for this one. I'm not sure what people think about it on Goodreads. I've not looked actually. But I definitely have been drawn in by the premise. And this was another book I bought on World of Books for £2.50, so really great quality again. of this book. Really happy with that. So another book I bought from World of Books is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've recently got into her as an author. I just listened to Daisy Jones and the Six, and also I'm listening currently to Evelyn Hugo and Her Seven Husbands. I think that's what it's called. And I've enjoyed those books both, so I'm excited to actually read her books rather than listen to them. And this premise of this book sounds so interesting. It's about a girl, what's her name? Emma. And she had a childhood sweetheart called Jesse, I believe. And he sadly had an accident, I think, on a plane and was believed to be dead. Emma was heartbroken, but she moved on and she's got a new love now that she's very happy with. But turns out that her first love didn't die in that plane crash and he is back and he wants her back. And she's got to choose between her first love and her current love. So that sounds like such a dilemma, and I can't wait to read this. I reckon I'll read this quite soon. It's nice and short, and I think it'll be an easy one to binge. The next book I have is kind of a rogue one actually. It's called Fleabag, and it's currently a TV show in the UK. And my brother got this for me for Christmas because he loves the show, has been begging me to watch it, but I'm just too busy reading. So he's like, do you know what? Here, now you haven't got an excuse. But this isn't actually a book, it's a screenplay. So it is written like an actual script. So it has like the characters and like the camera movement. So I've never read a book like this before. The closest I've come to is Daisy Jones and the Six, but that was more of like an interview style, where this is solely a script. So I am intrigued to have a go at this. It's got great reviews, and maybe it will get me to watch it finally. But and can we have a moment to just look at the front cover? It is so, so pretty. So I said to my brother, even if I don't read it, at least it looks nice. No, but I will read it. I will definitely have a go. Back to the fantasy genre, I have got Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and I am so, so, so excited to read this one. This one has got amazing reviews. Everyone who I know or have seen review this book loved it, and all I know about this book is it's a typewriter love letter kind of vibe between our two characters who write to each other, and that is literally all I know. So I'm going in blind with this one as well, but I think it'll be best that way. But I do think I will like it from what I have heard, and the front cover as well is just really pretty. I'm a sucker for this whole blue and gold thing, I think. Thing. Look. Oh, they're rivals. So the next book I have to show you is Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and this book has been everywhere. Literally, I have not been able to look at a book review or a book haul without seeing this book. So it definitely influenced me to put it on my TBR. So I'm very excited to finally have it, and it is just a stunning book. I love the front cover, and it also has like flowers on the pages as well for every chapter. If I can find one, let's see. Yeah, so I thought it was so pretty. I don't know too much about this book. I think it's been compared to The Hunger Games because our main character lives in a world where she hasn't got much magical powers and she's thrown into these games, I think, or somewhere where she has to survive, but everyone else is magic and she somehow been able to fool people into thinking she's got powers and she doesn't. She meets this guy who is trying to kill her, or I guess they're trying to kill each other, and makes an alliance, I guess. I think there might be a little bit of enemies to lovers in this book. But then they, yeah, fall in love. So I'm intrigued. I've heard great things, so I can't wait to see if it lives up to the hype. Jumping straight back into romance, we have got The Flat Shed by Beth O'Leary, another book I bought from World of Books, and yeah, this quality is all right. I think it's got, like, I don't know if this is that bite mark? I don't know, but there's like 4, 5 holes like that have been indented into the book. But other than that, it's in okay. I'd say it's probably like fair, like good condition. And yeah, I'm excited to read this one. I think it's a movie now, and it's about these two professionals that share a one bed flat, but they never really cross paths because their schedules are completely opposite of each other. So they leave each other notes, and I think through the notes they fall in love. I'm not quite sure. Another blind date, but I've heard great things about this book from my friends who have read it, so I think it will be a good, quick, nice, romantic book to read when you want a bit of a palate cleanser between other books. So the next book we have is The Lost Bookshop by Evie Wood, and I genuinely have not heard of this book before. My friend got this for me for Christmas, and I love when that happens because then you find out why I think you might like it, and you get to find books you might not have found otherwise. So I'm very intrigued. I think there might be a bit of magic in this book, but it sounds very like found friendship maybe, or family vibes. The blurb says that it's about three friends who are normally the side characters in their own lives. And it says, when a vanishing bookshop casts its spell, these three unsuspecting strangers will discover that their own stories are every bit as extraordinary as ones found in the pages of their beloved books. By unlocking the secrets of the shelves, they find themselves transported to a world of wonder where nothing is as it seems. So this sounds cozy, really cute, kind of like, I don't know, it's giving me a bit of autumn vibes, but maybe spring as well. It's got the green, so I'll get around to this soon as well. I'm quite intrigued. So another book that I did not choose is Before We Say Goodbye by Toshikazu, I think. And this again was kind of given to me by a colleague at work. And I think this book is part of a series called the Coffee Gets Cold series. I think it's the fourth book, so I'm not sure if I have to read that series first or not, but I'm absolutely in love with the front cover. It looks so, so pretty. And this author sounds like they've done really well as well. It's a global bestseller. So I am intrigued, but I've got to research and find out if I can read this as a standalone or if I need to read the other books first. If you've read it, please let me know because I do want to get around to this book fairly soon. It's nice and short and it looks and sounds very cute. Next book I have is 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and I am very excited to read this book. When I heard the premise of it, I was like, yep, that sounds like something I would get on with really well. It's about a girl whose auntie died, and I think she left her the flat. And when she goes to visit the flat, she finds out it's quite magical. It can travel 7 years in the past. And in the past, there's a guy that she meets, and I think there's some romance that goes on there. I've heard that whilst it is romance based, it's also very much about her grief as well. And last but not least, we have got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I actually read Five Survive by her recently, but I know she's mostly known for this series and I cannot wait to get into it. I'm very new to the whole YA mystery thriller genre, but I have been loving it, and this book is meant to be amazing. It's part of a trilogy, so I'm happy that once I get to finish this book, there's more. And I've actually not read a trilogy when it comes to this genre before, so I'm quite intrigued to see what that's like. And that is it for the book haul. I did want to show you this real quick. It is a book light that my brother got me, and I am just obsessed with it. So you just clip it onto your book when you're reading, and then you can read the book in the dark. And genuinely, I have needed something like this for the longest time. I've got no lamps at the moment in this new house, so when it gets dark and our like overlight light isn't doing it, I'm just like chasing the light trying to read the book. So this will change the game completely for me, and it's probably one of my favourite bookish gifts that I've ever been given. I love it. So I had to show you that. But that is it for the book haul. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope that maybe there's some books that you have found that you might want to pick up, or maybe you've read these books and you can tell me what you thought of them. And yeah, I just cannot wait to dive into these books and read them and film some reading vlogs of these books. So hopefully stick around for the next video and I'll see you there.